Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to get onto the topic of soul ties, and I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions. That's the word I was looking for. There's a lot of misconceptions on this, and I thought I'd say my stance on it, my experiences of dealing with soul ties, and how you can actually be freed from them, because it's a real thing out here. First of all, a soul tie is basically when you just find yourself so drawn to this person and you don't know why. They could be like, they could really be a horrible person to you, but you still find yourself so drawn to them. You got yourself a soul tie. And I want people to understand that soul ties aren't just in romantic or sexual relationships. You can actually have friends that are soul ties and they're not godly. So the opposite term of soul ties, the godly term would be soulmates. So basically somebody ordained from God to be in your life as a helper. So yeah, back onto soul ties. So I feel like a lot of people have been through this, especially females, and I feel like in regards to soul ties, it's literally spiritual oppression, and it can really change the course of your life. That's why in the Bible it says test every spirit. You have to be discerning of certain things. You can't just meet people and just not have an intention to think about how they move and how they act. You have to discern every spirit if this person is actually for you. Then you can take the actions, the necessary actions to how you actually want to interact with that person. My experience with soul ties, I've experienced it, a lot. Especially like I had this one thing in sixth form, this guy, and I was like, I don't know what it was, but he had a hold on me. He had a hold, and I would just be like, this guy does not treat me well at all, and at all. And like, the thing was, he had an exterior. And also back to the Bible quote, believe not every spirit. So obviously some spirits can really be misleading and they can show you a false facade, and that's how they actually know you. So this guy that I was talking to, and we were actually friends with what I thought, he seemed so nice and really wanted to get to know me, and I was just like, oh, you want to get to know me? I want to get to know you too. And no. no. That's where it went downhill. This is where you actually have to discern, and this was before I even got saved. So anyway, I was speaking to this guy. We were cool. Well, I thought we were speaking, but yeah. And like, the more I was like seeing him, and I think the environment we were in did not help at all. I'm in an environment where I'm seeing you every day, and obviously my feelings, you were in my class, every time you walked in my heart, it was so, looking back, it was actually like, this was a strong demonic hold onto me. I'm not saying him as a person is demonic, but the spirits operating through him are. And the soul tie that I gained was not godly at all. We were doing things, we started doing things that we shouldn't have been doing, fornication and all these things, and the soul tie was growing stronger, and it got to the point where this person was all I would think about. Like, he took over my brain, my process. The process of my brain was just him. And it was, no, like, it took over a lot. And it's not even like, this is serious business. Like, this is serious. It got to the point where like he'd do something really bad, and I'd be like, okay, I'm done with this person. And in a couple of days, I'd literally be given back into the same old excuse, I'm sorry, all of this, and I'd give in so easily because I really wanted things to work, even though in the back of my head I knew it could never work because this person was never meant to be for me. But I was just so enthralled by this person. I don't know why. I know why now. Yeah, I was so enthralled by this person, and I would literally like, every time I found out the worst things, and I'd still go back. And I knew there was no possible future, but I had this hold, and I didn't know how to shake it off, and I didn't know what to do. Like, you know them ones when you're sleeping, and it's the first thing you think about. No, sorry, you're sleeping is the first thing you think about before you go to bed, and the first thing you think about when you wake up. You've got yourself a soul tie, and these things are it's manipulative. The aim of soul ties is to destroy the course of what God ordained for your life. They're demonic strongholds. 2 Corinthians 6:16. Do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute is one with her in body? For it is said, the two will become one flesh. It's not necessarily to say prostitutes you see in the street, but people who prostitute themselves to things that are not of God. Do you know you're literally inviting those same things, those spirits that are attached to whatever they are prostituting themselves to, unknowingly and knowingly, are also, you're transferring those same spirits. So and it doesn't even have to be sexual, like just allowing emotionally to be charged by them can invite these spirits that they have prostituted themselves to, knowingly or unknowingly, to ungodly forces. Like the first step to acknowledging, the first step to breaking a soul tie is acknowledging that you actually have one, and being intentional as well, being intentional of how you're going to break this soul tie. And you need to understand that you can't do this alone. Like, you actually need the power of God or his grace, because it's powerful, it's strong, and it's actually ruining so many things that the Lord has put in place for you, all because of one person. Everything becomes stopped. Everything stops. So acknowledging that you have one and being intentional, as in to put barriers there, saying, okay, I'm gonna block this person, I'm gonna cut all ties with them, I'm not gonna reach out. If this person wants to reach out to me, I need to be vocal about my decision, and the vocal decision should be no. So it's being very intentional with things, because when you're intentional, you let them know you've put boundaries there. So now there's a separation between you and that person, and you can build on from there. Also, music is another thing, because music is so spiritual, and I feel like music holds so much power and can really manipulate the way you feel and the way you think. I remember when I was dealing with, because he's not the first soul tie that I've attached myself to, or I've been attached to, but when I felt sad about the situation, I tend to go to listen to songs that made me feel really sad. Just sad songs. The songs I was listening to was making me feel worse about my situation, and it was literally making a tighter hold on me that I didn't know I had, and I started to feel really sorry for myself, and that can be so prideful as well. And it just started to consume the way I thought, consume the way I felt, and just it hardened my heart in a way that it should have never been hardened. And that's all because, well, the music was a part of that as well. It was an attribute to me hardening my heart to certain people that God may have wanted in my life, but because I was so I hardened my heart so much, my opinion on things changed drastically. I had such negative opinions on men and all sorts. Jotting things in a journal is really helpful as well. Monitoring your process, I cannot stress being intentional, because if you're not intentional about you wanting to break the soul tie, God doesn't really have a lot to work with. You have to be open. You have to want and desire to break this soul tie. Don't make yourself emotionally available. Like I said, cut all ties. Do not make yourself available, because it's all well and good saying, I'm not going to reach out to this person. But okay, now this person's reached out to you, now what are you going to do? You have to you have to cut it off and not be so open to allowing people to get back into the emotional state that they wanted you to be in too. If sinners entice you, do not give in to them. Proverbs 1:10. Like I said before, don't make yourself emotionally available to these people. You have to be, I keep saying this, but intentional about wanting to do this, and then God will do the rest. With in regards to friends, you can have like I said, you can have soul ties with that, and it's basically the same principle. Another good way to break these soul ties, because someone can be stronger than what you think. Like, there are people who have had soul ties from the age of 10. Like, look at flipping Ghost from Power, and look where that ended up. That fasting, like I said, fasting and prayer is also, like, I highly recommend this, because even if you feel like you haven't, or God hasn't answered what you wanted within that fast, you don't know what things you have already prevented yourself from actually being yoked with, or people that you think, potential people that you may have been yoked with that are not from God. Spiritual bondages being broken, and just, yeah, fasting is powerful. It's powerful. So I think that's it for this video. I feel like, yeah, I think I've covered most things. Yeah, but I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope that you are more aware of what they are, and if you're going through it now, you know the necessary precautions to break it. Thanks for checking into my channel, and catch you in the next one.